On day 5 of our vacation, we ventured back into the Smoky Mountain National Park again. We actually made the drive up to Clingman's Dome, and from my understanding, it is the highest elevation that you can drive to. And so we enjoyed that. The drive up there versus the drive versus Cades Cove, to me, was a lot easier, although it was higher elevation and we were going uphill more. The roads just seemed wider. It wasn't as big of a drop off on the side of the road. You didn't feel like when you were turning the corners, you were like right on top of the mountains, like that the rock of the mountain was right next to your car. So for me, it was a little bit of an easier drive. So we drove up there. It was packed, which I expected it to be. But we got out. We enjoyed the view. There are hiking trails up there. I think there's an observation tower you can climb. We chose not to climb it just based on the number of people that were up there. We didn't want to be in a group with that many people. But we really enjoyed the drive up there. It was a beautiful drive up there. Our 3-year-old loved the fact that we drove through quite a few actual mountain tunnels to get up there. That was his favorite. He loved that. I think that Clingman's Dome is also technically in North Carolina, because when we were up there looking at the GPS, it looked like we had crossed the Tennessee-North Carolina state line. And so I think we were in North Carolina when we went up there. So the kids had a lot of fun up there. My mom refused to get out of the car because she was just terrified of heights. She didn't want to be up there, but she came along with us anyway. But it was a lot of fun. We put our 3-year-old in our Ergo carrier on my husband's back just because there wasn't a lot of leeway after the sidewalk. And I was a little afraid that he would wander off or that he would walk away. Or if you saw in some of our other videos, when he gets really excited about something, he kind of takes off. And so I was afraid for him, and so I made him go in our Ergo on my husband's back, which he wasn't fond of, but he made it through just fine. One thing we noticed driving through the Smoky Mountain National Park is that there's this creek or river or stream, whatever you want to call it. There's little tiny rapids in it that pretty much goes through the whole entire park. Like, you're constantly driving along it depending on which road you're taking. And so that was something we wanted to explore with the kids. And so we went actually into a little spot as we were exiting the national park going towards Gatlinburg. There was a little pull-off spot where there were steps to get down to the little stream of water, and we went in there and played in the water. We were in there probably for a good hour and a half. We really wanted to spend the rest of our afternoon there, but all of a sudden we heard thunder, so we packed it up and went back to the car and managed to get in the car right before it started pouring, which thankfully was great because it rained so hard as we were driving back through Gatlinburg towards our hotel, the streets were completely flooded. It was like the street had its own little rapids flowing down the street. That's how hard it was raining. But we had a great time in there. There were not very many people there. From what we had seen driving through there, there are tons of places that you could pull off and venture down into the creek or the stream or whatever you want to call it, just to go wading and swimming and all of those fun things.